Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Susie, the owner and creator here at Susie on the Farm. In today's video, I have some 3 fun thrift to treasure projects for you. For the first project, I picked up these 2 wine boxes. I thought they were really cool as they are, but I also thought they would be so fun to upcycle. And the thing that I love most about them was all of the brass hardware on it. The thing that I did not like the most was the really shininess. So I'm going to tone that down some, but I'm also going to keep it with the black. So I'm using cast iron here, but it was the bottom of the bottle, and I added a little bit of midnight blue to it as well. So it kind of has a little bit of a blue tint to it, but not much. But it also loved the sheen of how this dries up. So I applied 2 coats of the cast iron mixed with the midnight blue to both of the boxes, and I did paint around the hardware because I'm going to go back and update them a little bit later. Once all the paint has dried, I am going to use the Etiquette's foil transfer from the latest IOD release. I'm cutting it down to fit on the front of the box, and I am just going to randomly put these images all over these boxes, including some of the script. I will say that the foil transfers have a little bit of a learning curve to them, just like anything. When you first start using it, it's a little bit harder, but it gets easier as you go. I've applied these a couple of times now, and I have learned that you need to rub a little bit softer on these. If you don't, you will actually rub off some of the areas that are not meant to come off. And I have also found that it is best to lift and look as you go and lay back down and rub a little more, lift and look to see what's not releasing. The biggest problem I am having with these, and I think that the main problem I had on this one was the shiny surface that the paint was applied to. It did pull up the paint just a little bit. I don't know if these are a little bit more sticky or what, but on a different project, I did let the paint dry overnight, and it still pulled up a little bit of the paint. So I'm confident that I let this dry fully. Maybe I'm just rubbing a little too hard. But nevertheless, that is an easy repair once we're done. So I'm just going to continue to put these transfers all over the front of these boxes. And I also have found that when you are burnishing these foil transfers, I do better if I use my fingertip rather than the backing. The backing might actually pull some of the foil up, and my fingertips just seem to do better. There's another little place where it pulled up a little bit of paint, but I'll show you how I fix that here in just a minute. I've got these filled up how I want them, and then I'm just going to go in with some of the script and fill in around the areas so the whole front of the box is full. And I only have 3 projects for you today. I'm a little bit on the struggle bus this week. I don't know if you know, but I did go on a vacation last week. I had a wonderful time at the beach, relaxing. I read 2 books. I drank some wine. I just really relaxed. But the last day I was there, I got sick. And the day I got home, I did test positive for COVID. And I am, like I said, on the struggle bus this week, trying to get anything done. I know I promised y'all some big news, and I'm almost to the point where I can share that with you. So just hang in there with me, and we'll get through these projects today, and hopefully by the end of the week I can share my big news with you all. Once I did get all these full transfers applied, I sealed this with some clear wax, and it did not change the sheen of anything at all. And also, before I sealed it, I did go back with just a little paintbrush, and I touched up all the areas that the paint had pulled off, and when it dried, you could not even tell. I absolutely love how these turned out. They look so elegant and so much better than they were before. Y'all be sure and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about these. And have you tried the new full transfers yet? I still have these available on my website, susieonthefarm.com, if you're looking to give these a try. I also painted all the hardware with vintage gold. It matched the full transfers perfectly, and like I said, I love how these turned out. For project number 2, I had these 2 sweet little wooden risers. I believe I got these when I was going through Lucy's stash. They're already put together well, and all I need to do is fancy them up some. So I am going to start by giving them both 2 coats of French eggshell. I haven't used this color in a while, and I forgot how much I love it. I think it will go well with fall as well, because this blue color just... It's so spring, summery, but it can go well with fall as well. So I gave them both 2 coats, top and bottom, and the little feet, everything. And then once the paint has dried, I'm going to come in with the ephemeral type stamp. This is the one from the new release that is going to be a perfect backdrop for so many different things. And I just randomly stamped the wording and some of the script onto both of these using IOD black ink. To finish these off, I picked 2 matching florals from the new Fairy Tale Florals booklet from the new IOD release. I'm really loving this booklet. I love all these florals, and they go on so many things. And after using the foil transfers, this one's super easy. If you've never used a transfer before, you take off the white backing, lay it down, and all the transfer booklets come with this little rubbing tool, and you just lift as you go, and it's very easy to tell when these transfers adhere to your project And then I just take the backing and burnish it all in once it is transferred. For these, I sealed them with a clear wax, but first I felt like they needed a little something around the edge. I did not want to use a dark wax because I did not want to change the color any. So I just took my ink pad and I went around the edges just to frame out that top just a little bit, and that completed this project. For a third and final project, I was so lucky I found this gorgeous big wooden box in perfect condition at the thrift store. I only paid $3.99 for it, and immediately when I saw it, I thought of the Delft Traditions paint inlay. So to start with, I gave this 2 good coats of casement. It is a bright white by Fusion, and Fusion is an all-in-one paint. It has a built-in top coat and a sealer. So I just cut out the pieces of the inlay that I knew I wanted to use. And the way paint inlays work is they actually embed into wet paint and become part of the paint. So I did another coat of the white paint where I was going to put the paint inlay, and then I missed the paint side of the inlay, and I lay the grid side up onto my project, and I rub everything in to make sure it is making good contact with the wet paint. So I continued to do that on both of those places, and then I also decided to do another strip of a different border on the top. And for the top of the project, I picked a paint inlay piece that was floral. After you get your paint inlays down, you do want to re-wet them. That activates all that paint, and I like to take a towel and dab off any of the excess wet paint. Like I said, for the top, I'm going to use this gorgeous floral inlay. I'm just going to kind of center it in the middle. I'm just eyeing everything, rubbing it in good. I'll take my mister, re-wet everything, and then dab off any excess. You want to be sure when you're doing a project like this that you're very careful with your mister. You could also use a wet rag. You just basically don't want to re-wet any of your other. So there's how after I put that other border on. Now let's come to the most satisfying part. To remove the paint inlays after they have dried, you want to re-wet them. I like to moisten them. Again, take my towel, get off any excess water, and then after they sit for a minute, you just lift your paint inlays up and look at the gorgeous transfer. That is the most satisfying thing. Save your pieces because they can be reused. They just will get a little lighter each time you use them. Look at that. I love the blue and white. If you can see there, I do have a tiny bit of smearing, but that is no issue. I'm not going for perfection. If you're wanting perfection when you do paint inlays, it is going to take a lot of practice, and I'm getting better and better at it, and I know that you will too. I love taking these off. It is so satisfying. So I did all the way around the box and the top, and then to seal this, I used a spray sealer. You can go over it with a top coat, and I have before. You just want to have a very light hand because these paint inlays, the paint can be reactivated until it is sealed. So I like to just use a spray sealer. Look at that. Oh, so gorgeous. I'd contemplated on putting a knob on this box, but in the end, I love how it turned out with all the blue and white and all the different patterns. Let me know what you guys think about this paint and lay. Have you tried it? Have you tried any of the paint and lays? What has been your experience with them? I have finally got to where I am not afraid of them, and I'm loving using them now. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you have enjoyed today's Thrift to Treasure. I'm going to try to be back Friday with another video, and hopefully I'll be able to share my news with you all then. All the products are available SusieOnTheFarm.com if you're looking to upcycle your own projects. Thank you so much, and I hope that you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again hopefully on Friday.